And there we go. All right. So I've got my handy dandy elephant pillow. I'm going to use that. And then we're going to work on some breath while we're in this pose. So we can start to relax and just work into the practice tonight. I'm going to choose butterfly legs. And then I think I'm going to just lift my arms up over my head for a few breaths. Just feeling a really nice stretch underneath the arms. I'm feeling kind of tight in my shoulders today. A lot of computer stuff. So if you've been going through that, just start to take some deep inhales and deep exhales before we work on some 3-part breath. Exhale everything you have here. And then we'll take an inhale and we'll just feel the breath into the belly. And then bringing into the chest. And then finally into the collarbones. Opening our mouths and exhaling. Let's do that again. Breathing into the belly. Into the chest, all the way up into the shoulder blades. Open mouth, exhale. Take a few more just like that, just kind of working your way into the practice. And then, kind of explore, how does the body feel? For me, I'm feeling nice and comfortable in the hips. Belly, I want it to remain relaxed through the breathing exercise. And then when you're ready, just rolling one side or the other if you've got a prop underneath you. If not, not a problem. I'll just take my prop out, set it here, come back on my back, and then take my hands to my outer knees, bringing my knees up, and then hugging them gently into my body, making some nice movement on that back. Maybe it's circles, maybe it's just hugging the knees in, or rocking side to side. Let's hug the right knee in, extend the left leg long, pulling into the belly, flex the toes of the long left leg, and then just make some ankle circles here. After a few in one direction, reverse the direction. And then arms come out like a T. We're going to take this knee over towards the left side. Try to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. Maybe you're looking out over your long right arm. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Let's gently come back to center, hugging the knee in, and then we'll take a half happy baby. You can always take that left foot, planting it on the mat, reaching either for the outer edge or the back of the leg, coming into your half happy baby. If you're comfortable extending the leg, that's fine. Now pull the navel into spine and just feel the stretch. Hi, Hannah. Thank you for joining class tonight. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing the knee into the chest. And then letting the left knee join it, maybe a little side to side rocking. And then we'll extend that right leg long. Keep the left knee in, making those ankle circles and making sure that you're flexing your right foot back towards your shin. And then reversing the ankle motion. Arms come out like a T, and we'll roll towards the right, looking out over the left shoulder. Make sure you keep the shoulders onto the mat. It doesn't matter how far you bring that left knee across the body, just as long as you feel a really nice stretch here and you're keeping the shoulders in place. For 5. 4. 3. 2. On 1, coming back into center. Maybe you place the right foot on the mat so we can take that half happy baby, reaching up either for the edge of the foot or behind the knee. If you'd like, you can extend that bottom leg and now pull the navel into spine and just feel this really nice stretch. I love the way it's also giving me a nice shoulder stretch. Breathing here for 4. 3. 2. And 1. We'll bring the knees together. A little side to side rocking here. If you'd like, you can take some front to back rocks, meeting me in a seated position. Or not. Or not is always a great solution here if that doesn't feel good. So just finding your sits bones. If you'd like to be cross-legged, that's fine. If you want your legs straight out in front of you, or if you'd like to use a prop to sit on, that is fine. Let's crawl our right hand out. Pull the navel into spine, left arm up and over, and then feel the opening through the lower back, shoulder. You can always come down on that elbow if it feels good, or crawl it out farther. And then this time, our palm is usually face down. Let's face it up. Different stretch here. Breathing here for 4. 3. 2. On 1, I'm going to sweep my left hand behind me, my right hand to my left knee, taking a twist. Whole opening sequence about just feeling our bodies opening up, getting a really nice stretch through the lower back. A lot of us sit during the day at a computer. I certainly have been. Breathing here for 4. 3. 2. And 1. Gently coming back to center. Let's just do a couple shoulder rolls before we head off to the other side. So shoulders up, back, and down. Don't forget to pull in that lower belly. Inhale up, back, and down. 1 more. Inhale up, back, and down. We'll catch the reverse after the other side. If you would like to actually change the cross of your legs, which I will do, you can, or not. Let's crawl the left hand out. We're going to start to open the right shoulder. Arm comes up and over initially, rooting down into both sits bones. And then we'll just turn the palm up. Make a little different stretch. Don't forget to engage the lower belly muscles. Breathing here for 5. 4. 3. 2. On 1, I'm going to sweep my top hand behind me. My left hand to my right knee, push down to lift up, and then exhale and twist. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist, and breathe. Deep inhales, deep exhales. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweeping our arms up, coming down, and we'll take those reverse shoulder rolls. So our shoulders will come up, and then they'll come forward. Inhale, up, and forward. 2 more. Inhale, up, forward. Last one. Inhale, up, and forward. Taking some seated cat-cow, another great one on the lower back. Feet come mat distance, and then we turn them out about 45 degrees. Hands come underneath our knees. Pull the navel into spine, and then bring the chest forward on an exhale. Inhale all the way back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. 2 more. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Last one. Exhale forward. And this time, inhale back. Really pull the belly in. Imagine your back has become a letter C. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. Allow your legs to just come out. This is not a huge straddle, but we do want to really sit up in the pose, tailbone firm in through the belly, flex through the toes. We'll just take a couple of stretches here. So I'm going to move to my right and just start to crawl out over the right, getting a mild stretch in the groin, a nice stretch into the hamstrings. Maybe your forearms come down on the mat, maybe they don't, doesn't matter. Breathing here for 5. I'm looking towards my big toe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crawling my hands back in, and then starting to move towards the left side. Crawling my hands out. Again, it's just fine to notice that one side feels a little different. I pull in my belly, sitting up just a little bit, then reaching forward. So I'm reaching forward with my chest, looking towards my big toe. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Hands under the knees to bring them together. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Wrap your hands around. Now sit up as tall as you can. Drop the shoulders down and chin to the chest. Just getting a really nice stretch through the back of the neck, all the way down to your tailbone. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing. Let's come into an all fours position. Definitely padding as needed. We'll be here a little bit because we're going to work on some sunbirds tonight as well, and we'll spend some time in Sphinx pose tonight. So, crawling over to my all fours position, making sure that I have my wrists underneath my shoulders, navel into spine, tops of the feet into the mat. Taking 2 rounds of cat-cow just to prepare. Inhale, chest forward, belly pulls in. Exhale, starting to round through the tailbone, head drops last. Inhale. And exhale. Coming to a neutral spine. Root down in the left side, extend the right leg back. Hips level. And then, if you can, extend left arm out, drop the shoulders back and down, spinal balance for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down. We're going to step the right foot behind the right wrist, coming into Anjaneyasana. So get yourself a nice wide platform, root down into the top of that left foot and the shin, right foot on the mat, arms come up, and now the action of rolling the tailbone back and down, belly in, arms can be up or at heart center. And let's breathe. Deep inhales, deep exhales. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's drop that left hand down, right arm up. Now sink into the pose. Make sure you're tracking the right knee towards the right. Breathing here for 5, 4. Pushing into the mat with your left hand, your left knee, and chin. 3, 2, and 1. Hands come to frame. Let's get that hamstring stretch. So I'll crawl my right foot out, flex the toes as I come to the heel. Inhale, lift, and exhale, start to fold over the leg. This is really nice because we did that stretch earlier. Staying high in the pose. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's rock back onto the foot. Come to our all fours position. Take 1 round of cat-cow, bringing the chest forward for our cow. Exhale, rounding into our cat. Still on our right leg. We're going to reach the right leg back, flex the toes towards our shin, pull the belly in. Now we'll take 3 of our sunbirds. So our chest comes forward, elbows stay in towards the belly as we come down. Inhale up. Exhale, chaturanga arms. Inhale up. Last time on this side. Exhale down. Inhale up. Knee comes down. Toes come together. Let's take a wonderful child's pose. So reaching our hands out, belly to the thighs, arms out long. Extend and breathe. Coming back to our all fours, we'll take 1 round of cat-cow on the other side, and then we'll just take the entire sequence on the left. So inhale, chest forward. Exhale, round. And let's come to a neutral spine, root down into the top of the right foot, the right shin, right hand, left hand. Navel into spine, extend left leg, rotate the hips down, toes towards the mat, and then right hand extends, looking forward and down, breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, We're going to step the left foot behind the left wrist. Make sure we have enough platform here to work with. Push down to lift up. And again, really drop that tailbone so you're rotating. It's like a bowl. You're using the lower belly muscles, and then check in with your shoulders. Your arms do not have to be up. They can be at heart center. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On 1, I'm going to drop my right hand down. My left arm's going to fly. And I'm going to make sure I haven't lost any of the pose. Sinking into that front leg, making sure that I've got the knee tracking out towards the left, and breathing here. Push into the mat to lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Floating the left hand down, coming to the heel of the left foot, flexing the toes back towards the face, pull the navel into spine, and then we bring ourselves evenly over that left leg. Make sure you're rooting down into the right shin and top of the foot. Breathing here. 4, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Coming back into the lunge so that we can set the left knee near the right knee. We'll take those 3 sunbirds. So I'm going to lift that left leg again, pull my navel into spine. As I bring my chest forward, then I bend the elbows. And then inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Last time. Exhale down. Inhale up. Knees come together. We'll take another child's pose. This time, why don't we stretch the backs of our arms and the triceps. So I'll take my hands into prayer, set my thumbs at the back of my neck, and work my elbows out in front to get a lovely tricep stretch. For 3, 4, 2, and 1. We bring the hands down. Now we're going to come into a forearm plank from here. So arms are resting. We're going to rock onto our forearms. Hands look like number 11s. Pull the navel into spine. Step one foot back and then the other. Coming into our plank pose. You're pushing the mat apart with the tops of the balls of the feet and the forearms and hands for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, drop your knees. We'll come into our Sphinx pose. Still pushing the mat away, but make sure that you are softening your buttocks. Drop your chin a little bit and just take some big breaths. For 3, 4, 2, and 1. We'll lower down and take your hands off your mat and tent up your fingers. Keep the fingers in alignment with your shoulders and then check in with your feet. Really push the tops of the feet into the mat. We're going to take a couple of swan poses. Inhale up. Make sure that you are not crunching the lower back. Exhale down. The way you do that is by not clenching the buttocks. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Hands come under the shoulders. Let's take one cobra. It can be small or it can be a king cobra. Inhale into our cobra. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So keep those elbows in. Relax the buttocks, chin to chest. Just a lot of nice back opening here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. So I'm going to tuck my toes, move through an all fours position into downward facing dog. And when you get to your down dog, just start to move around in a way that works for you. Pull your navel into spine. Maybe you're making some gentle motions. Maybe you need to move your knees a little bit more. Settling in always helps to shake the head, yes, and no. Breathing here for about 5 breaths. Lift the sits bones up. Allow your chest to come through the arms for 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's make our way to the top of the mat. I like to bring my feet about hip distance. It can be any distance that's comfortable, and I'm putting a bend in my knees. I'm just going to fold forward. And I like to sway a little bit, but you can always cup opposite elbows or even have the hands at the lower back. Rock the weight a little towards the balls of the feet to lift the sits bones. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, the hands float down. Let's roll up for a count of 5. I'm putting a substantial bend in my knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, shoulders up, back, and down. And then just kind of shake it out. All right, coming to the top of your mat. Let's take a nice side stretch. So I like to keep my feet at least hip distance or even a little wider. Right hand down by the right thigh, left arm up and over. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Rooting down into the feet to allow myself to take the side stretch. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's just switch it out. Reaching over, rooting down into the right foot so that you can get more stretch into the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come up and exhale to heart center. So tonight we're going to be taking some lunge salutes, but having said that, if you do not want to take the vinyasa in the lunge salutes, you don't have to. You can just step right back to downward facing dog. So we're going to come to the front of our mat. Palms open, navel into spine. So really tucking in. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, deep bend in my knees as I fold forward. Inhale, half lift, getting that really nice long spine, and then exhale, stepping my right foot to the back of the mat and taking a runner's lunge. Really feel this lunge. It's great on the outer left hip flexor. The more you pull the navel into spine, the more you're going to feel that up dog in your chest for 4, 3, 2. On 1, you could step to down dog, or if you'd like a vinyasa, you can step back to your plank pose. I'll drop my knees, pull in my lower belly, chest and chin. Inhale to a cobra and exhale down dog. Remember, that is optional. Let's take a big inhale here. Exhale. We'll lift the right leg up. We're going to step the right foot forward behind our right wrist, coming into that lunge, bringing the chest forward for 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to step up to our chair pose. So I'm going to step that back foot to meet the front foot, bring my feet together, ankles together, shins together, deep bend in my knees. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, shoulders back and down. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to heart center. And let's break this up by taking a wonderful tree pose. So, rooting down into the right foot, coming to the ball of the left foot. Maybe the hands are at the hips or at heart center. We'll inhale, bring the knee up, exhale, open up and find somewhere on the leg. Now, really pull in that lower belly, find a spot on the ground that's not moving, and breathe. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We lift the knee, bring it forward, set it down, and shake it out. Let's take our lunge salute on the left side. Inhale, bringing our arms up, navel to spine. Exhale, forward fold. Protect your lower back. Inhale, lift. Remember, we're going to step the left foot back and take that runner's lunge. Pulling our lower belly in, bringing our chest through as though it were an up dog. So we're getting a little baby back bend here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can step straight to down dog, or you can come to your plank pose and move through a vinyasa or not. Inhale up. Exhale, meeting in downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. We'll lift the left leg up, step the left foot behind the left wrist, and come into our runner's lunge. Shoulders back and down. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On 1, we're going to find ourselves in our chair pose. So I'm going to step my back foot to my front foot, bring my feet, my ankles, shins together, bend my knees, and lift up into chair pose, sinking back so I can see my toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Shake it all out. And guess what? We have 1 more tree pose. So we're going to root down into the left foot, come to the ball of the right foot, lift the knee, open the knee, and find some place on our leg. Pulling in our lower belly and looking forward and down at an immovable position. Tracking the knee behind us for 4, 3, 2. On 1, lifting up, opening, and setting it down. All right, take a big inhale here. And a big exhale. We have one more small little standing sequence, and this is going to be about stretching out. So everything's about getting some length in this. Remember, you do not need to take the vinyasa down. You can always just step to down dog. We'll come to the top of our mat. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands. And then we're going to step back either to down dog, or maybe you're moving through a vinyasa. Let's bring the right leg up. Step the right foot behind the right wrist. Pivot the left foot and rise into warrior one. Take a few breaths here. Sink deeply in that front leg. Lift the back. And then we're going to open up into warrior two. Looking out over our long front arm. Tail tucks, sinking deeply into the front leg. And then let's straighten the front leg. Take a big inhale here, and let's start to reach. Coming into our triangle, getting some length. Light on that bottom leg. You do not have to be looking up. You could be looking down at your front foot, but make sure you're opening in through the chest and shoulder. For 4, 3, 2. On 1, I'm going to slightly bend that front leg so I can reverse the triangle without overstretching that hamstring. So just a softening as you come up and transition into this long, beautiful reverse triangle. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we'll come to starfish so that we can turn the front toes in towards the long edge of your mat. I'm going to shorten my stance a little bit because when I come forward, I don't want the crown of my head on the ground. So hands are going to come to my hips. I'll bring my navel to spine, just opening up ever so gently. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands come down. We're going to come into a nice half lift to get that length. Make sure that our spine is long, and then we start to fold forward, bringing the heel of our hands towards the line in the heel of our feet, and bringing our forehead down and rocking your weight towards the balls of your feet. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, hands come underneath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Pull the navel into spine all the way up. And then we're just going to take a little transition. Left foot turns to the left front of our mat. Start to sink down. And we're going to come into warrior one. So you may want to move your right foot more towards the right edge of the mat as you sweep into warrior one, dropping your shoulders back and down. Don't lose that bend in the front leg. Breathing here for 4, 3, 2. On 1, let's open into warrior 2. Sinking down and looking out over your left front hand. Make sure that you're not gripping the mat with your toes. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, I'm going to reach out as I straighten the front leg and come down. So, getting out of my own sequence here. So, inhale, either looking up or looking down at your front leg. We've got nice, straight, long limbs, really getting the stretch in the back hamstrings. And your back should feel very tractioned here. For 4, 3, 2. On 1, I'll soften that front knee so that I can reverse my triangle and get that big, big stretch here. Deep inhales, deep exhales, straight legs, reaching up and out. For 4, 3, 2. On 1, coming to our starfish and then turning the toes in. This time interlacing your fingers behind the back or taking opposite elbows behind the back. Hands can rest right there on the tailbone. Pull the navel into spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, start to fold. I don't like to keep a tight fist. I kind of open up the hands so that I'm not putting too much strain on the shoulders, and then bringing yourself forward and the arms come up and overhead. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, I'm going to allow my hands to come to the mat. I'm going to turn them towards my right foot and walk to the front of my mat, stepping back to down dog. Now, just a little note, we're going to be taking pigeon pose. Anyone that wants to take pigeon on their back or wants to come down and work on a Kurmasana, by all means. For those wanting to come to our forward-facing pigeon, we'll step back to our plank and either push right straight up to down dog or move through vinyasa. I'm going to push straight up to down dog. On an inhale, I'll open my right hip and then bring my right knee towards my right wrist, my right ankle towards my left, and start to come down. Now, I'm going to look behind myself and make sure that my heel on my left foot is pointing up and opening up in the chest. Really want to make sure that I'm getting that length in the chest before I start to come down. We're going to take a little bit of an extended time. I want to be here at least a minute on each side. Pigeon pose is really best experienced when you move slowly into the pose. You can be doing this on your back. There are a variety of things, so if this does not suit, please feel free to adjust to a pose that would. And then just breathe here. This is all about your breath and really experiencing a good relaxation into the hips. You want your hips to be level as you come down. And then allow your mind to become calm. Soften the shoulders. To begin to come out of the pose, we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, tuck the back toes, pull the navel into spine and lift the back knee so that you can extract that leg out. And then maybe you need to make some hip circles or take some pedaling. If you want an extra vinyasa, you can. And then settling back into your down dog when you're ready. If you are taking it on your back, you can switch sides, or if you are in Kurmasana, maybe you want to change up out of your Kurmasana into a frog pose or a 90-90 pose. Then we'll lift the left leg, open the hip, pull the navel into spine, and then bring the left knee towards the left wrist, left ankle towards the right. And scooting back, I'm going to look back first to make sure that that heel is pointed up and I'm not sickling the foot. Opening up my chest and really getting some expansiveness so that I can take that with me as I move forward. It's really important in this pose that we maintain that length. We want to get a lot of stretch from the tailbone up towards the head because of the hip. All of those muscles in the lower back, you want to relax them, and the way we do that is by lengthening. So just take some deep inhales and deep exhales as you breathe here. Where can you soften? Where do you feel like you might be holding? And then slowly preparing to come out of the pose, our hands come underneath our shoulders, we pull our navel into spine, tuck the back toes, lift the knee so that we can extract that leg up, out, and begin to bring some blood flow back into the hip. And then slowly making your way to a seated pose with your legs out in front of you. Extra vinyasas if you'd like, or not. Standing, your shoulders back, up and down, hands by your hips, really flex the toes back towards your shins, and just take a breath or two here. Bending our right knee, exhale, opening up, taking our Janu Shirshasana, so shoulders come over the left leg, arms sweep up and out. Don't worry about where your hands fall, just feel the stretch in the spine towards the leg and the extension in the hamstring, our last hamstring stretch. Breathing here for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Coming up. We'll lift the knee on an inhale, step the foot outside of the knee. Make sure this ankle and knee are together. Inhale, very tall. Taking our left arm around our right leg or left elbow outside. Right arm up and back, pushing arm and leg together to get a beautiful twist as we drop our shoulders down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back and extending the legs, shaking it out before we take our last side here. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, open the knee. Put into the thigh, starting to face our right leg. Inhale, arms up. Full navel to spine. Exhale, reaching out, coming down, centering ourselves over our right leg, looking at our right toes. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beginning to come up. Inhaling our left leg up and over, ankle and knee meet. Inhale, sit very tall, either wrapping right arm or bringing it outside. Left leg, left arm up and back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. And have a wonderful orange kitty show up on your mat. Hi, Hannah. You want to say hi to everyone? Breathing here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, coming forward and releasing. So, if you would like, please feel free to have your animal join you for your Shavasana. If you would like to do your Shavasana in a position with your legs up the wall or just legs up, feel free to do that. If you would prefer to take a traditional Shavasana, that is fine. Whatever you're doing, please come to lay on the mat, feeling very comfortable where you're at, and beginning to take some deep inhales and deep exhales, either before going into your inversion or setting up for your Shavasana. For me, I'm going to set up in a nice meditative pose here with my little meditation kitty. If you are taking your inversion, make sure that you're really feeling your shoulders into the mat, feeling your lower belly engage, and then let the legs relax a little bit if they're on the wall or if they're just up in the air. That will help you to find a more peaceful place. And then when you've found that place, just let your Ujjayi breath go and move into your normal breath. As I tuck my chin and just breathe here with you. Thoughts may arise. You can tell your thoughts to go away. Allow your mind to find a calm place. If you need to move in Shavasana, that's fine. Let's all take a deep inhale here. Open our mouths and exhale. Another big inhale. And exhale. And then we'll begin to wiggle our fingers and toes as we take deeper inhales and deeper exhales. And then maybe some larger motions with the arms and legs. When you sweep up, if you're close to a wall, be mindful. Maybe even turning your palms up, dropping your shoulders down, and just a little side to side motion. And maybe stretch, 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 and then hug the knees into the chest. And maybe a couple of rocks side to side on the lower back, resting in a fetal pose, right or left side, doesn't matter. Taking a few breaths here. That place where you were to the place where you're going. I always love when there are rainstorms out because that's the cleansing. It's very much like Shavasana for the earth. That cleansing and renewal. And then when you're ready, coming to a seated position with your eyes soft or closed. And taking a moment here. We're all vacillating between, I'm very happy to be where I'm at one moment, being depressed or upset or agitated in the next. That goes without saying for everyone. And this is probably one of the few times in history where everyone on planet Earth can say the same thing. We are all in this together. And believe me, your fellow human everywhere in the world is feeling this too. And we will all get through it, whether it's with yoga or many other ways that we have coping. And we will come out the other side, hopefully, with some great lessons learned. So don't forget to just take time out on your mat. Your mat is your friend and it is your solitude and solace. Namaste.
Thank you, Jennifer.